Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. I have an announcement to make and I think you can already tell what it is from the title of this video, but I have decided to try intuitive eating. So in this video, I want to tell you about why I've made this choice to try this and what I'm trying to achieve, or the goals, or what I'm hoping to get out of intuitive eating. So stay tuned for this video, and if you're new to my channel, especially if you're interested in intuitive eating, please subscribe because I'll be making lots of videos about this topic going forward. I'm going to be recording and documenting my journey with intuitive eating, and I'll be sharing it with you guys. So make sure to subscribe, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up as well. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So I want to give you a little bit of context and background about myself, and hopefully that helps you understand what led me to make this choice, choosing intuitive eating. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So basically, as a child, I've always had a huge appetite for some reason. I don't know why. I used to eat a lot, and a lot of people used to find this really strange, and they would comment on it, I'm sure they were trying to be helpful and everything, but it sort of made me kind of feel like I wasn't normal, my eating wasn't quite right or something. And as a teenager, so when I was 16 or 15 in high school, I remember having binge eating disorder. In my early 20s, the binge eating stopped for some reason. I don't know why it stopped. I can't say for sure why it stopped, but I think that the reason why the things that helped, I believe, is that in my early 20s, I moved out of home. I lived on my own, and I was more in control of my eating. So I could eat whatever I wanted. I decided what I was gonna eat. I had to do my own shopping, buy my own food, prepare my own food. So I was more in control. And also because I lived on my own, I didn't feel like my eating was policed as much. So I could just eat whatever I wanted. And that sort of gave me a lot of autonomy in terms of taking care of myself and deciding on what I was gonna eat. So I think that helped. So it's then when I was 23 or 24 years old, I joined a gym and I really wanted to do bodybuilding. So I really wanted to build muscles, look really toned, and I went and did that. And I loved it. I loved training and I loved building muscles. I just enjoyed the process so much. And I also wanted to compete in bodybuilding competitions. I wanted to do the bikini division. So I trained for that, and everything was going really well until it was time to prepare for the competition. I had no idea what I was doing. In terms of burning fat, obviously I knew what to do there, but I had no idea what that diet would do to my health. I had no idea. And if I had known, I would not have done it. It was so unhealthy. So I did this diet where I eliminated a whole bunch of foods. I eliminated carbs, fruits, dairy, a bunch of things I eliminated to burn fat. And now I know I didn't even need to do that, but back then that's what I thought I needed to do, and a lot of people were doing the same thing as well. The problem as well was that I decided to do a bunch of competitions one after the other. So that was 4 competitions from March all the way to October. So during that time, I was eating in a calorie deficit. I was dieting really hard. And during that time, I kept on training as well. I was doing a lot of cardio. At some point, I was doing cardio every single day for about an hour a day. I was training and I wasn't eating enough. And that messed up my health so badly. I lost my period, which indicates that my hormones were out of whack. My cravings just went through the roof. My hunger, my cravings. I was obsessed with food, and I couldn't eat the food, but I would wake up thinking about food. I'll go to bed thinking about food. I was obsessed with food. All I wanted to do was eat food. I just wanted the competition to be over so I could eat food. So after the competition, I was binging every 2 to 3 days. I'd have a binge episode. Binging is out of control. You feel out of control. You eat a lot of food and you don't stop when you're full. Even though you feel physically full, you just don't feel like you can stop eating. You just keep eating more until you feel sick. So that's what I was experiencing 2 to 3 times a week at least. Secondly, I could not exercise for some reason. When I went back to the gym, I was feeling sick from exercising. So my training, I just couldn't keep up with my training anymore. I had to stop, which is sad because training is something I used to love so much and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was feeling nauseous every time I tried to exercise. So that stopped. And I also gained a little bit of weight, not a lot, but I gradually gained a small amount of weight, but I wasn't prepared for that weight gain. Like, nobody really told me that this would be happening, that my body would be changing so quickly. And it's interesting because even though the weight wasn't changing too much on the scales, the way my body looked was changing really quickly for some reason. And I just felt like I looked terrible. Even though I didn't, I felt like I looked terrible because I was comparing myself. Every time I gained weight, I was comparing myself to my stage physique. So it was affecting me badly. Then probably a few months to probably a year after that, I got to that point where I kind of didn't care anymore because I also started a new job as well at that point in time. So I kind of really neglected my health, really. I wasn't exercising. I couldn't exercise in the gym, but I wasn't really doing much exercise either. I was really eating anything and everything. And that's actually when I gained a lot of weight. But what's super fascinating, really interesting, I find, is that when I was gaining a lot of weight, my binging was starting to settle down. I didn't feel, because I just didn't care and I stopped trying to control myself. I just didn't want to binge anymore. The binging was just gradually going down. But obviously I was gaining weight and I was getting fairly unhappy with my body image at that point. So, and not to mention that people were starting to notice and comment on it for some reason. I don't know why people can't mind their business, but they had to say something. And the time when it really got to me was when I went on a holiday to Mauritius back home. And oh my God, people there, they can be so rude. I haven't seen these people for years, and the first thing they tell me when they saw me was, oh my God, you gained so much weight. And so that, I think it really got to me then. So when I got back from the holiday from Mauritius, that's when I decided to lose the weight. The reason why I wanted to lose weight is because I was really scared of it getting out of hand. I was worried and scared of becoming obese. So what I did was intermittent fasting, and I've got to say it worked really well. And I was surprised at how quickly I lost weight doing that. I was back down to 58 kgs within 3 months of doing intermittent fasting. And I was trying to maintain my weight below 60 kgs. And what would happen if my weight went up, which it did happen probably about a year or a year and a half later. So instead of fasting for 16 hours, I would increase the fasting time to 18 hours. So the first time I did that, it worked. So I went up to 60. I did that. The weight came back down really easily. And I kept maintaining it, trying to monitor my weight regularly and everything. But then I found that the more I was doing this, the harder it was, because later on, about 3 years later, and we're talking 2020 now, right? So in 2020, I gained weight again. So I went up to, I think, 61 kgs. So I did the same thing again. I went and did I increased my fasting window again, but this time I didn't lose weight. And I was like, what's going on? I did that for months and months, and the weight wasn't going down. So I thought, okay, maybe I need to do it even harder, you know? So now I did 24, where I'm fasting full on for 20 hours straight and only eating in a 4-hour window. Again, the weight wasn't changing, and I was doing that for 2 to 3 months, and the weight wasn't changing. And now it's starting to impact my energy levels, and I was experiencing a little bit of mental health issues as well. I was having trouble sleeping. I was really, really stressed. So I remember talking to the psychologist at my work, and the psychologist told me, you need to eat more, because calorie deficit, or being in a calorie restriction, causes your cortisol to go up. So your stress hormones are going up, which could be the reason why you're so stressed all the time and you're unable to relax. And I thought to myself, no, I need to lose the weight. I can't be eating more. What are you talking about? I can't do that. I need to lose weight. So then I think I should have known that this was sort of a first, signs of disordered eating, and I didn't really see that straight away. I just refused to eat more. I was like, no, I need to go back down to below 60, okay? I can't eat more. I need to do this. And yeah, I was really stubborn. So I kept on doing the 24 diet, and it didn't work. And eventually I just gave up because it just wouldn't work. And I had to eat more because I had no energy. It was really starting to affect me. So I kind of went back to just doing the 16-8 again. So at around the same time in 2020, I also decided to go back to the gym. And this is something that I haven't been able to do for at least 7 years. I just couldn't go back in the gym and exercise and work out, do weights. So I decided that year 2020, my goal was to, build muscle, get toned, and work on my body and my strength. So I started in the gym again, and I was still doing intermittent fasting then. But I really loved the gym, and I've always really liked building muscles and training. So when I went back, I felt really good, and I adopted if it fits your macros. So if it fits your macros, it's basically making sure you're getting enough of your carbs, enough protein, and enough fats. And also you got to track calories. So I downloaded MyFitnessPal on my phone. I started tracking my calories. And what can I tell you? Oh my God, it was so hard. I don't think that worked for me. I was getting so obsessed with tracking calories. I felt like I was relying on this app to dictate what I could eat during the day. And when I'll go over my calorie limits for the day, I'll get really upset. What I'd found is that I would rely on this app so much to eat properly that whenever I needed to take a break from the app, my nutrition would just go out of control. I just couldn't rely on my intuition anymore to eat. I was so dependent on that app, which means that every time I took a break from tracking my macros, I would actually gain weight, and it was just so frustrating. My weight got up to 69 kgs over the holidays. When I went back to work, I put on my work clothes and they wouldn't fit. And I looked in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw in the mirror anymore. So I decided to do yet another diet again. I started researching more diets, and I came across something called the mini cut. So the mini cut is something that a lot of bodybuilders do to quickly lose weight. when they've been bulking. So it's meant to be really short. So you only do it for between 2 and 6 weeks. 6 weeks maximum, and you do it aggressively. So which is what I did. So it was quite restrictive, the diet. The diet did work. I mean, I only lost 1 kilo, but that was enough for me to feel, for my work clothes to fit a little bit looser on me, and I felt comfortable, and I only needed to do the diet for 2 weeks. But what can I tell you? That was enough to damage my relationship with food again, because for these 2 weeks I was so restrictive and I stuck 100% to this diet that at the end of it I was like, how many more times am I going to have to do this? Like, how many more diets am I going to have to do? When am I ever going to be able to just eat and just enjoy life? I'm just done with diets. I've just done so many diets and it's just constant. And I also really had to think about my goals and my priorities. And, I want to work on my relationship with food. And I've also realized that a lot of my goals are very, very body oriented, very aesthetic oriented. So I want to go to the gym, build muscle to look good, to look toned. And I want to have my diet under control so that I would look lean. It's very much looks oriented, my goals. And I'm thinking, is that really what I want my life to be about? I think I had my priorities wrong. So I feel like I should be focusing on more important things. I feel like counting calories, dieting and all that, it just consumes me. And every time I do a diet, it really impacts my relationship with food. And when I'm dieting, it causes me more stress. And I really need to work on my mental health right now. And I feel like focusing on diets and focusing on just aesthetic goals is just distracting me from what's actually more important in my life. I need to work on my relationships. I need to work on my mental health. I need to work on my future. I don't have time to be doing diets anymore. So that's why I wanted to do intuitive eating, because I want to be able to rely on my intuition. I want to be able to trust my body to tell me when I need to eat and when I need to stop eating. I don't want to be relying on my phone and an app on my phone to tell me when I need to eat and how much I need to eat anymore. I don't want to do that. And I also want to work on my fear of gaining weight. I realized that for the past 20 years, all I've done, not 20 years, hang on, for the past 15 years, maybe, for the past 15 years, all I have done is control myself, control my body weight. Okay, I never allowed my body to just do its thing. I never allowed myself to just be. I never allowed my body to just be at whatever weight it needed to be. Because every time I've gained weight, I've panicked and I went and did a diet to get the weight under control. All I've done is control my weight and control my eating. And I'm sick of being a control freak, basically. I just want to trust my body that it will know how to take care of itself. So that's why I am doing this. I believe that it's the right thing for me to do right now. So I think that's gonna be a wrap for today. And remember that if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to continue to support me and interested in my journey with intuitive eating moving forward, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching this video. And thank you for watching till the end. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.